What was the key for you, just any motivation behind to go for journalism?
Thank you, Alexis. The most important thing is all about having the passion.
The border closure is now affecting traveling to Uganda and Kenya. Rwanda says it not only violates...
Moses Habyarimana is a prominent Burundian journalist known for his coverage of political, economic and social issues in Burundi and the Great Lakes region of Africa and East Africa.
Moses Habyarimana for Voice of America, Bujumbura.
Habyarimana began his career as a journalist at Radio the Television of Burundi, and in 2009 he then started working with various media outlets including the East African newspaper, Voice of America, TRT, Al Jazeera English, Gavi, and managing editor at Burundi Times. He continues to work as a journalist and advocates for press freedom, shedding light on critical issues and inspiring others in the field to do the same. Good morning, Moses Habyarimana, and welcome to the set.
Good morning, Alexis.
Who is Moses Habyarimana?
Well, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm called Moses Habyarimana, and I'm a journalist who is based in Burundi, and I've been reporting about regional issues, stories, and especially in Burundi for the last more than a decade. So I'm also a father of 3 kids and also a husband.
Your career path up to today from the start, because you're today a professional journalism based in Burundi.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us, share with us the journey throughout the professional life?
First of all, I would like to start when it all started, actually, getting the feeling of being a journalist. Yeah, I was inspired by one of the radio presenters back in Uganda because I studied in my school in Uganda. So I was always listening to the radio, and I was really kind of interested and feel like I need to also work in the radio. So it quite inspired me very well. So after finishing my university in Uganda, I came in Burundi and I started an internship at the Burundi National Radio and TV. So I was given an internship for 6 months. And after that, the opportunity came for recruiting some journalists. I applied, we did all the interviews, and I was selected to perform as a journalist at Burundi National Radio. So it was a kind of a dreaming come true for me, because starting working as a radio presenter was also quite really opening up my spaces as a journalist. That was back in 2009. That's when I was recruited, and then I started my career as professionally, because it was the end of 2009, so 2010, that's when I started as a journalist. So I started up a lot of programs in English, especially for the national radio. So because there were a few programs by then. So
I still remember that.
Yeah.
I think it was 2009 or 2010. Something.
Yeah, it was 2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah.
Okay.
So we started English programs and adding up more programs which could actually inspire youth, also speaking English. And by then, the Burundi had joined the East African community, so English was kind of a key priority also to
integrate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I started actually initiating those programs, and it went well. And it was until 2014. That was when actually now I joined the regional media, which is called the East African. It's under the National Media Group. It was one of my biggest challenges, to get into that regional media, because by then, being a radio journalist and also on writing, because now the East African is all about writing, is quite different.
Can you just share with us the motivation behind why did you decide to go for journalism? What was the key for you, just any motivation behind choosing to go for journalism?
Thank you, Alexis. The most important thing is all about having the passion. I think in everything, in our everyday life or any profession, you should be having a passion for it, because passion can drive you through and developing your career without even knowing that you're doing a lot. Yeah, because due to that passion, you have to learn more, you have to grow professionally, and you have to love it. And after loving it, after doing it with love and affection and the passion, it gives you, it gives you everything. So yeah, that's how it happened. So it's all about the passion in me that drove me to do journalism, because I liked it. I liked how it was being done, and I thought I can do it. And also being objective to know that I would need to do this and I'll have to do it whatever cost, whatever difficulties or challenges you're facing, you have to do it, and at the end of the day, you do it.
Is there any difference between the two persons? Somebody is working for money, another person is working for passion. Do results differ, or what?
Of course, Rivers, it will be different. It will be different, of course, because when you're working for money, you just you're working, and you say I'm working, and I just want to make it money, and I go. But with passion, you dedicate yourself. It gives you more time to do it, especially like in journalism. It needs research, needs to go in the field, prepare everything. So with that passion, it drives you to go an extra mile, to do something extraordinary. But with just when you're driven with the financial, getting something, it's just you do the basics, and at the end of the day, you will not grow as a journalist, and in any profession, you won't be able to grow because you're just there for money, and that's it.
Even though you were doing something that you really loved, you were passionate about, can you just tell us the challenges, the setbacks throughout the journey? What motivated you to continue, keep the ball rolling?
Well,
how did you continue?
Well, in the media industry, especially as a journalist, there are always many challenges. You will always be facing many challenges, from disappointment, from doing interviews, and then the source declines for the interview, and then you run up and down, the adrenaline running challenges are always there. And one of the challenges I've been facing, for example, Burundi, of course, Burundi is one of the best countries in East Africa, but in terms of media, we are still lagging behind to understand exactly what's the role of the media, which it can play, especially in developing the society. We find the society now is looking in the media in a different way, and hence having a challenge of even accessing the source. Of course, I covered the 2015 political crisis. It was one of the great experiences in my profession. Yeah. So covering the political crisis, it wasn't easy, because you find yourself in the middle where both sides will be blaming you. Your facts, don't go with the emotions, don't go with anything, don't be biased, because as long as you keep your facts well, you balance your stories well. Even if, of course, journalism, when you're doing journalism, the other side may not want you, the other side may not want you, because they always want you to write the way they want. But of course, you have to write the way it is supposed to be. So that's where the challenge lies. So you find yourself in the middle of,
between a rock and a hard place.
Exactly. So you're walking through a thin rope.
Is there any way for young Burundians or young content creators to compete in this African community, or even in the world? Is there a way?
Of course, Burundians are one of the brilliant generation, I can say, in East Africa, because these are the people who can speak French and they can speak English. This is a big advantage, especially in the labor market in East Africa. But they need to trust themselves, they need to believe in themselves, and they need to open the doors. Always be courageous. Learn, be open to learn, because now in today's world, the media is evolving, technology, artificial intelligence is coming in. So you have to be open to learn those things. Otherwise, you'll be left behind.